All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, find you in a good mood. I know the energy is intense. Been intense since last night. For it, if you guys watched the gravitational report, you guys know what I'm talking about. And today's topic is how to overcome troubles when one is down and the other is up. And want to recognize Diana. So when she comes in into the room, I'm gonna be recognize her again. But she did a very good topic, and you need to understand the purpose of help for it, because help is given to one who asks. But if the one doesn't ask for help, or when you give them the help and they deny the truth, then you should not help. All right, here is Diana. Diana, thank you. Come to the chat. So recognize now the people in the chat. Unseen and said, Sonia. Hi, Sonia. Thank you for being here. Purity, thank you for being here. Margaret, Erica, Lisa, Diana, and Twin Flame Focolare. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. CC Fireball. Wow, CC, thank you. Thank you for coming in. You are in a fire. Had a good chat today, doesn't it? For it. Thank you so much. For here is like the people who need help, they reach out to me. Even if you're not a twin flame, you come to me. But if your twin flame come to you for help, and you give them the help, you help them, right? Whatever the help might be. All right. This could be a spiritual support. This could be a energy healing support. This could be a financial support. This could be an emotional support. This could be a support also within the divine for it between you. Okay. You help your twin flame when it comes in. And how to overcome it, what it's helping you to overcome is love. Okay. Love and the truth for it. To begin within this, for it, how you to overcome. You overcome because from within you, not from somebody else. Sometimes the situations might be okay, awkward, but it all depends how awkward they are, because the most of the cases. Hi, Anna Smith. Thank you for coming into the chat. Most of the times, what happens is within the journey. If you look at the stages and the journey of the twin flames, okay, most of the time, one or the other helped the other, and guess what? It was misunderstood. That could be a help with love. That could be a help with vibrations. That could be a help with any cases. Could be money, could be financial, love support, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Business, wherever the case might be. All right. But down the road, it's kind of like you giving this love unconditionally, right? But later on, you might find out, which is most of the cases, that what happens is that love, which is you give unconditionally because that's what you're supposed to do, is not returned to you. And a lot of the twin flames have the problem right there. How to overcome that, to reach out again for the help. They can get help. And usually there is few cases for it. Is when the one you eliminate and the other you eliminate himself, that they have to do the work themselves. And that is at the moment you need to understand that you should not help your twin flame at all. You might be say, Dio, but that's harsh. No, it's not harsh. Immature personality, a person who only depends on others, a person who always been asking for others, or a person who gives you half of the truth, cannot become a true twin flame. No, it's got to be the 100%. And you might not going to understand this until divine doesn't comes in and smack you in your head, and it's like, no, separation is an order, it's divine order. You cannot do anything about it when this separations is in divine order. You won't be able to overcome that divine order. Doesn't matter what you do and what you're trying to get into your twin flame. Simply because divine see what you don't see for it. And you can't overcome that part of a help within the divine for it. So that divine help, you guys have to understand that during of this process, divine is working with your twin flame. That is at the time that I'm telling you, you have to hand your twin flame to the divine, and you have to be okay with this. It's not in your business what divine is going to do with them. Now, when they've reaching out back and they ask for help, you ask them what did they realize about the help? Why do they need your help and why now? What did they learn? Did they grow? Did they appreciate the help that you give them? Is everything like it's going to be like before? Okay, not like come and go and help me now or forever. Some of the cases in the twin flames, the one of them rise up and the other one is down. That could happen for a few reasons. Because when it was the other case around, the one took it for granted and they run away from the twin flame. And now the karma comes in is like, nope, you're going down. The other guy's gonna go up so he can understand what you do and learn process for it. But overcoming, when the twin flame comes in, you need to understand overcoming comes with one thing. You always know what that is love. But now you want to know that this is not going to happen again. This is not going to be doing it again. The help has to be a mutual agreement. The help has to be equal give and take. Whatever the help is, could be an emotional support, could be a financial support, could be a family support, could be a business support, whatever the support might be that your twin flame needs if they're low and you're high. Okay, but I see in some of the cases that when twin flames comes in, the one has the wounds from the childhood. Now the wounds from the childhood they has to be healed, and you gotta give a support for this childhood healing moments. Okay, you work with and healed it and does everything. How do you know that they healed? They don't act anymore like this. They don't act childish. They don't act in the form of the wound. Okay. But if they begin to act in the form of the wounds that they have, they begin to be immature and so on and so on. Guess what? You cannot help them. They have to look for other part of support. For example, if your twin flame is someone who always been given things, they don't know how to work. They don't have this job of how to perform. They always find a way, someone to support something for them. Okay, big time, big ones in there. Compared to the twin flames, they know they have to create together, which just means two people come together and build it. All right. Back in the days, that energy of building together, that energy was very powerful. Back in the days, talking about specifically here in Bulgaria, they were building houses out of a mud. They are mixing, make a mixture of a kind of like a mud with some dry grass and so on, and they were making it a like a bricks, okay, and then they lift up, they build the wood and they fill up with that mud, and after that they put it in together, and but it was involved the man and the wife, okay, not just the one person in here, okay, and they overcome all the obstacles because they have to understand that they're working together Here, overcoming the obstacles is about within the twin flame is involved one more thing. The third party is the divine. Sometimes you have to work with the divine energies because of this. Okay, but when they're down, if they reach to you, they are reaching for help. If they do, but if they don't, that means something is working on within them. Divine is working within them. Divine is the one who connect and disconnect and controls the connection if something goes wrong, not you. And that's why a lot of the twin flames have issues with the control. Okay, they want to control the connection. You cannot control this connection. This connection is not made it out of control. This connection is built for something else, for creation, divine purpose creation, not for something else. Okay, not the one person to controls the other. This is a old paradigm. Like the woman has to control the man so the man can be provider, or the man has to control the woman so she can cook and wash clothes. No. Okay, here now in this new cycle is both have to come back and work together as one. That's what you are, a twin flame, not because of any other reason. Overcoming issues could be so many. All right, I mean, uh, part of the overcoming when they come back to you is what? The truth, the I'm sorry, the three letters. Okay, the ego part. If you don't know the three letters, is I'm sorry, hurt you. Please forgive me. I love you. That's what this are. That's what this healing positions is. All right, but that is the admission they hurt you. They don't take you through they take you for granted or so on and so on and so on. But if they need help, but their ego is bigger, then they can comes in and apologize for it. Guess what? They still on the ego. If divine will not going to permit them to even ask for help, because the only help they have to get is from themselves with the divine. That's what this is. They have to become the twin flame. The way you become the twin flame, the truth, the power, the love, and everything, that's what they have to become. You know it internally from within you. You knew that from the start, that you guys have to be equal, not a competition. Okay, you need to understand the competition within twin flames for it. Who is the better? There is no one is better. Okay, in that case, when you guys are separated, you're better. No, you're not better. All right, you're not doing the divine things, so you're not better. Okay, but to overcome this, you have to always look from within you. What is the case? What is the situations? There is a lot of individual situations. Sometimes maybe the ego was so big and you wanted to do things in a haste, revenge, and so on and so on. I mean, I'm hearing the stories, okay, from it. When, the woman goes to the man's job and she begins to make scandals. The man goes in there into the house of the woman. It's like, listen, I'm loving you. I know you love me. But her husband is there and there's issues, there's problems, and she denies everything. When she wrote me him 3 hours before that, I love you. My husband is here. And then she denied. Okay, we talking about that the fear within twin flames too much for it, and you have to overcome the fear. But how to overcome the fear of helping again? You have to believe and love again. You have to open up again. You have to go ahead and illuminate yourself for the truth at the present moment, not what it was, the truth of the present moment, and no more have a rear end talks. That's what the naked talk, that's the purpose is. If you don't know what the naked talk is, go to the channel, go into the search and find the video. It's called The Naked Talk. That's what this is. All right. But because of that naked talk, who's present there? You, your twin flame, and the divine. Okay. You will feel if something's wrong. You will feel now if something is not right. So the 100% truth is not only a requirement for the union to happen and the help to be given, because if they don't tell you 100% why they need that help, guess what? They're not ready for it. You cannot give them a help. Sometimes you may give them a help and they will deny the help. It is like they coming into the healer, which is your twin flame. You need to understand your twin flame is your best healer, not somebody else. All right. When they come to you and they asking you for questions and you give them the answer and they deny that answer 3 times at least, then yeah, you see clearly there is a problem with acceptance there. All right. You cannot help on that acceptance. They have to work within themselves about this acceptance for it. And you have to give them the time and the space for that acceptance. Time, life, lifestyle will tell them that acceptance for it. Okay. But within you, there is going to be a lot of process. We already know now into the new cycle to look the both sides of the issues, not anymore to judge. We are not judging here anymore. We are either helping or we are illuminating of the things they are the way they are, and we're accepting the truth, and then peace within us. Did they have the peace? That's their problem, not yours. Okay, don't take your twin flame problems as your own. Okay, if they don't know how to love, they will breadcrumb you, they will lie, cheat, and so on for it. You need to understand that I was talking to someone the other day. Mm, They came in to ask me about their journey about the twin flame, and I told them straight off the bat, out of love, you give everything, 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 everything. Okay, you give everything, but all of a sudden they don't give you nothing back, so you're empty. Your cup is empty, right? And now they feel like, well, you don't help me. You're not capable anymore to help. There was no mutual give and take. So within the universe, give and take has to be mutual. And sometimes, if you think you're helping your twin flame, you don't. You created a comfort zone, and now that comfort zone is not properly. Okay. So in order you to fix that, okay, all you need is love, but the love from within them to talk about within them. And you have to find the self-love, self-worth from within you to go ahead and continue go on for it. Yes, pretty good purity. You can only change yourself. You cannot make others change. Find the peace and love in yourself. Hakuna Matata. Exactly. Very beautiful song. Actually, I'm missing that song for it because that was with my kids. I sing that with my kids. Mm. And they loved it for it. When they were little, guess what? I was a Pumbaa. Yeah, I had to carry him on my back, and my youngest one was a Timon. Yeah, it is what it is. For it, if you guys don't know, Lion King, by the way, is one of the good movie because it shows you in there what you need to change yourself to become more wise. Because in that movie, okay, is the two lions. The one lion that is a Pumbaa. I'm sorry. That was the uncle for it, and the uncle, I forgot his name, what it was. That was the one who wanted to take the power to rule everything, but turn everything to a desert. Scar, yes, Scar, yes, because Scar was so jealous out of a jealousy of his brother in there. And thank you, Purity. You're gonna help me with this. Um, uh, is I'm impressed you know how to spell Hakuna Matata. Actually, it's a Hakuna Matata with H up front for it. Check that out. I pretty sure that's what it was for it. And in there, it shows up the two sides of the lion, essentially, and a lion king and the lion's period right now. And that's what right now is going on. We have the Scar right now. We're looking at the face of a Scar who wants to rule, controls, and everything. And then we are going to have a Simba who's going to come in, going to grow, but he has to face his shadow. He has to face his fears and face his uncle for a better family. Kind of like what's going on within the sky right now. Yes, for it. And that's what actually is going on. I mean, maybe people should have to watch that movie to really get into to this for it. But look from within you what you need to overcome. All right, because every situation is different. Every situation is not the same. It has its own uniqueness, and you need to understand one thing: your twin flame may have the same vibrations within you, but their psyche, it has been developed in this lifetime. First of all, with their family line, and the second of all, of their lifestyle, the thing that they grow up. Okay, and they cannot bring new etiquette, new morals within the twin flames. They bring in what they know until they are awakened and fooled by the divine to set new ethics and new morals within the divine. So that is a one thing I wish you guys to understand. Probably a lot of you went through this because you learned how to let go your twin flame to the universe, to the divine, because you cannot deal with it. That's not your job. Okay? When they come to your advice and they do things and they learn and they grow, yes, for it. But when they actually grow and they see their true colors, they might do the things for it. For it. So, hello, Dio in chat, the Lion King. Yes, thank you, Katie. Thank you for coming into the chat. For it, you might have to overcome your shadow side to help them. That is one of the reason why you get in a to these positions of they coming to your help. Something within their shadow doesn't want to help them. Why? Because you feel like the help is worthless to them, or you want them to prove their worth to you after separation, after illumination. Okay, and here is that to reestablish a balance within them. Now, when they are down because they dragged you down, you tell them, "Listen, I can tell you the way up, but you have to do it on your own." And they're like, "What? I just came to help. This is the biggest help I can give you. You have to learn the way I get up. You have to learn to get up." And you can be there for their support, whatever you support you decide to do for it. But you need to understand that in life, okay, if something happened, you both have to be equally strong. You cannot be the one be a weak from within. And that's what the journey is, to strengthen your spirit, because the spirit will control your soul, the soul, the mind, and you're gonna have the actions of acting based of this spirit. That's what this is for it. Because sometimes you may help, 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 help. I listen so many stories like I help, also through a personal experience speaking. All right, they're going to do the worst thing that ever happened to it for it. So, what if the TF energy fell at odds with your energy? Um, do you have communication with your TF? Just curious. No, I don't, Katie, for it, but the link is open. There is open communications. If somebody wants to talk, they will for it. And what if the energy feels odds? The energy will feel odd because there is a odd issues that happen, and that energy stays in there. So that's what, if you feels odd, ask the question why, because the gravitation will actually tell you what the odd is. That could be a positive or that could be a negative energy from within you. So either from within you or within them or between you, the question is the odd is actually the problem that you two have to overcome to equalize, maintain the balance. All right. Seems like we begin with the questions. So let's the questions begin. I know you guys have some questions. Diana, by the way, thank you for this. Mm, you need to understand with the divine, you can overcome everything. Everything. Absolutely everything. Unless your twin flame is in a big, big, big trouble with divine. Whatever the relationship between your twin flame and the divine, you have no room in there. Period. Period. Okay? Just remember that part. Don't try to interfere with the divine on that portion. Divine is not going to listen to you. It may sound add to you, it may sound bad to you, but it don't. You can't help your twin flame only about things between you two, but that's what's with the divine. That's what they have a personal relationship with divine, and that's what you have a personal relationship with divine for it. All right. Last time I saw a twin, he had a twin. If you feel heavy negative energy, and if you, I just feel dark and shady. I know something is off. Yeah. You need to understand what within the song of the twin flames when they go down. By the way, purity, that's a pretty good thing for it. You need to understand that the twin flames energy, when it's ignited, it's an angelic energy. And if the two begin to rise up together, they're going to rise up with their wings up. They're going to feel the angelic energy. But if the one's ego is bigger and damage the other one, this is going to be considered a what's called a fallen angel, and they can have a dark energies in there because the dark energies wants to sabotage this union for it, and you might feel this purity because this it is about the ego take controls over an angel. And we know that there's been a lot of fallen angels here on earth, that their job and their jealousy and everything works with and this kind of issues. So yeah, you might feel some kind of energy like this. Why is my twin always triggered to the highest levels with whatever I say? Your twin Rupali, by the way, that's a very good questions. Pride. because someone maybe he's maybe triggered because his father all the time tell him something to do, or the worst case scenario, his mother for it because of uh, they will all the time give him advices, and he begin to do the work, and now they teach him how to do the work, and he gets aggravated. Like they tell me what to do, I'm doing it, and now they tell me even how to do it. Come on, I gotta do it myself. You need to understand that some of the things for it within the twin flames is like this, but that brings a issues. And in order he to overcome this, he has to look at why he acting like this. But you have to know that now he's got a push button in there. He's got an issues, and you tell him, listen. Sometimes I'm telling you out of love and with respect, with everything, the things about it. Why you're so jumpy? Have you ever asked yourself? You want to talk about it? I'm here for you. I love you. And you overcome it with love. Okay? Not because of anything like this. Right? But if they get up and they're like, you tell them the truth right in their face, and they get up and they're so pissed off and angry because of the truth, there is the ego in there. They taking it as a judgment. The soul understand this like, okay, maybe I need to correct. Now, when you two talk, you eliminate yourself, and then it's like, oh, I see. I was told in the past always like this, and I was taking like you are acting like same. I didn't understand that you do it because of us, and I didn't understand that you do it for love, and you two do it so we can be better together. I'm sorry, I love you, and so on. That's how you overcome the situations. But you gotta look the actions. Rupali, I think that's what it is. There was something else. Does they have to do anything with the Lions Gate every going on? Lion Gates right now for it. That is the moments when the sun goes through Leo. Specifically, people attached to one date, but that one date is sometimes it's way over for it. It's the Lion Gates is the Leo season of wisdom. That is the growth of the little child to a boy to a girl. That is the moment when the boy or the girl become young boy, then young adult, okay, then an adult, then they get married, husband, wife, then they getting into that's where the wisdom is, the growth for depends of your life cycle, okay, unless people are stuck mentally within a childhood, and then that is a problem in there. But speaking of the witch, the lion gate, for it, the lion gate is you to be illuminated. The illuminations happens during lion's gate. All right, that's what it is, because it goes from the sun. Gravitationally, we're getting the biggest, that's our engine gravitationally, is the sun. But the sun gets a gravitations from the rest of the galaxy, the Milky Way. Okay, and we get this direct power from the sun, which is raw. Okay, from it. All right, Ra, or Amon Ra, I would say more properly. That is the union between Amon and Ra. If you don't know the legend of the union, which is, it's gonna take you time to find that information. For it, when the Amon and Ra got in union, become one God, God of the sun for you. So yeah, I just Google it. Hakuna Matata means no troubles, no problem. Exactly. That's what that is. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing grace. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem free philosophy. All right, a little bit of singing from the I'll make you happy. Purely see my twins was only interested in the sabotaging me. I'm like, where I am, love, man. Where gifts from God. Sabotaging you. Why did they want to sabotage you? Maybe you're sabotaging them in some way. Anytime where the sabotage is involved, take a look. Maybe previous relationship sabotage was, or there was a lot of involvement within growing up and self sabotage through the years. Okay, so something within even childhood could be involved in there. But sabotage means like you need to understand one thing for it. Um, Once you engage within a soul connection, doesn't matter, soulmate, twin flame, and you had an exchange of energy. If you're trying to sabotage your twin flame, you're sabotaging yourself. If you're trying to hurt your twin flame, you hurt yourself. If you're trying to do something, magic, astral projection, and so on, you do it also to yourself. Why? And 99.99% this stuff that don't work. Why? Because the energy is within you. You harm them, you harm yourself. You guys have an exchange things. This is kind of like a set from God that it's like, okay, well, you guys want to beat each other. You guys know what I'm talking about when you're mad and angry at your twin flame and you get all these red vibes and you can't breathe and you can't and so on. Why? Do you know why? Because the energy you're sending out to your twin flame is the same energy of them in you. And you self harming yourself in this. You do something to your twin flame in the real world, okay, for example, like let them go without money, you're gonna end up in a money issue. And then you wonder why. That's what this is for it. And yeah, a lot of you trying to manipulate your twin flame, it's like you manipulating yourself. And for crying out loud, you came to the one thing at the end. All you have is left is our naked soul. Respect your soul and love each other is a gift from God. And you eliminate yourself that you have to let it go of this garbage out for it. All right, that's all. Crow, thank you coming into the chat for it. Symbols that represent light, leadership, scar represent dark, envy, jealous, in my opinion. Yes, speaking about the movie, yeah, but are they coexist within you? Are they coexist from within you? Katie, that's what this says. You to look at the two archetypes that you are for it. If you're reading a lot about a Leo zodiac sign, some portions in there, they will give you the good traits, which can they matching scar, all right, and so on. They matching Simba's that, okay. But that is what the Leo has to learn to grow from within. All right, that's what this is for it. So, as an empath, I've learned happiness is the best shield. Enjoy the sun. Exactly, happiness and the truth. You can't find the truth. Nobody can. That is the best shield. Okay, that's what this is. Rupali, thank you, dear. Oh, you're welcome, Rupali. Vibrate high, think love, be love. Yes, Sonia, so true. Lisa, how do we stand in our truth without fear of triggering others? Well, even they get triggered, they get eliminated. If they accept the truth, they accept the truth. Your job is to put the truth out there. That's all that is. You living on your truth. Uh, they cannot deal with the truth. They cannot live within the truth. For it, the truth soon or later, it's coming out. Some people think like they can cut corners. You can't cut corners with divine. Divine's coming after you when you passed away here, your physical. But before that, all that negative energy is going to be passed within the generations after you. In a generation after you is going to become a family karma. And some of the people who have a very heavy family karma, that's what they have to overcome as a twin flame. And in this case, which is lately, I had like quite a few here. For it is one thing: you cut all ties with the family, all, and yeah. So you don't have to be offended when you speak your truth. You don't. You don't have to even worry about it. Okay, you got the proof of the truth, and when they come in and triggers you, and you tell them, okay, here, what it says here. Let me tell you, because I will give you just a see if we need to own the consequence of our truth, whatever they may be. Exactly, CF. Okay. But you also have to tell, you have to see the people that the truth for it. You got to give them a chance of the people to accept the truth. Maybe some people have issues with accepting the truth. Some people have even issue of accepting you as who you are. Maybe the ego is way too big to accept anything in their life. Maybe they don't love themselves. Maybe they hate themselves for it. You just gotta be patient with God. You listen divine. That's all you gotta do. Divine will guide you. Divine will protect you. Divine will tell you when is the right time and what is the right time for it. So yes, CF, you gotta be suffer the consequences of that truth. You're here to show the truth, not to act on the lies for it. And that it can be rough for a lot of the twin flames out there, which is they don't live in the truth. That's what they are not with their twin flame. That's what's missing, that portion in there, critical for it. All right. Diana, you got any questions for me? Kind of like I feel you for some reason that something it's in you that I don't know why. Oh, there he is. Speaking of it, Dio in 3D, 100th tree in the front of my house came down. New tree was destined to go, but I still mourn it, crying. Yet 5DTF had our space and support to keep energies up in the community for it. You need to understand that when sometimes the things they have to go, they go. Okay, the tree had that energy that he got his life, his happiness. He gives the shadow, the support. He produced a lot of oxygens to the earth and everything. And now he wants to evolve to something else. That spirit that builds within the tree, okay, it's coming up and it wants to evolve to something else. And that's what for it. You gotta be happy for that tree. Don't mourn so much for it. But looking at that as a TF, okay, is recycling process. Mourning for it, that could be kind of like a sadness portion, but the sadness can help you to find the reason behind it. And that reason is love. You find that love and the happiness, you are happy again for it. So, Yeah, the 5D right now, the energies on 5D is gonna be kind of like turn it up. So get yourself ready. If you haven't felt it yet, you probably will. For some of the people in the United States, that's gonna come in like talking about maybe 6, 7 hours, something like that for it. So yes, get ready for it. Yes, tree limb fell in my yard and touched my young oak tree. This occasion, I knew you will understand. Your love is pure. It's true. Exactly. See, it's passing energy from one to another because the old tree wanted to give up the life for the new. And sometimes from within us, we got to do with this. The old understanding, the old philosophy, the old society, the old values that we thought we had. It has to be connected with the values, with divine. They have to be replaced. In order to be replaced, you got to be able to let it go of the old. And for some people, letting go of the old is a big problem. Sam Chapman, thank you. Thank you, Colin, for the chat for it. So, what you are saying is that you are in your truth because you are not with. Uh, so, what you're saying is you aren't in your truth either because you're not with twin flame. That is the truth right there. But that doesn't mean that you are not in your truth because of them. You got to be in a truth with the divine. And that a lot of the people now hear Sam in the new cycle, they begin to understand this power of the truth. Okay? That's what this is. Your primary connection as a twin flame is always, 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 always is the divine, is the universe, not your twin flame. The twin flame comes in as a secondary. Okay? Comes a benefit for it. Your twin flame didn't make you. Divine made you. That's what a lot of the people have a conflict within this because they putting their R twin flame in the spot of the universe, into the throne, to the primary thing. No, is the divine there. That's what this is for. So take a look from within you for it. So Sonia, I have a perception about him, and I still keep divine to made me terrified of losing the one I love. Sam, one thing, Sonia, I'm going to answer you. Sorry, I jump over, but since uh, since going and answer Sam, divine made me terrified of losing the one I love. Is the divine made you, or divine knows something that you don't know, or your twin flame did something that divine figured out that's not going to work. They see something that you don't know. You need to understand when the divine puts you in the connections coming together, okay, they know why they put you together and they want to see, are you going to perform the actions of this? Okay, they're giving you the opportunity to do the right things. You don't do the right things, and divine is like, we know where that goes. All right, there's a billions, of billions, of billions, of billions twin flames out in the universe. You think divine doesn't know how your? As soon as you make one progress in there, they know about it and they know how to fix it. We just have to listen to divine, not our egos for it. So if you're losing the one you love, then it's got to be always a reason. Usually the pain is the one that causing your elimination process. I think Socrates, I just shared the quote over the Facebook, said that. All right, Sonia, I have perception about my twin and I still keep that perception and I don't know how to let it go. Is there is any reason to trauma? Once when I get hoarded for me and it's hard to trust again. Yeah, it's going to be hard to trust to it. You need to understand that once you lose the trust within the person and it's a human behavior, as a human situation, that's what God looks for, how human you are. Because if you are not developed as a human, as a basic behaviors, you're not acting from a human standpoint, you lose the trust with your twin flame and you lose your trust with divine. Right there, that is a big no, big no. And it's going to take more than just the love in there. It's going to need some growth, it's going to need some proof, actions, and so on. When you lose trust, that right there, it's a huge issue. Okay, depends of how high and how deep the problem with the trust is. Because when a divine trusts in you with another person, within heart, within a soul, and within a spirit, right there, things are, yeah. Let's not talk about it. That is a Scorpio season right now, and people who have a Scorpios in their chats, they know what I'm talking about. Yeah, look at me. I got a Mercury in Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio, so I understand all this for it. God made us twin flame. Exactly. Exactly. So who are you going to go to when the big problems is? Who? Who are you going to go to? Can go only to your twin flame when you need to solve situations. And like Adam and Eve, you've been tossing out of the paradise. What do you have to do? Fix your thing and go together in front of God and ask for forgiveness. Okay, that's what it is. Forgiveness. And if you're lucky and if you don't mess it up, you might get the blessing of revaluations from within for it. Love, love, love. Let's talk about love for it. Yes. Dio, lately I've been questioning whether the divine will put you in a contact with you that you cannot be with. As an empath, this means lifetime of feeling another human are almost parasitic to me. Yeah, Carl, you need to understand that. By the way, Carl, very good in there. You need to understand that if God put you with put you into a twin flame that is has the same vibrations with you, but completely toxic maybe and stuff and so on. There's going to be a lot of lessons to be learned and a lot of things to be improved. But if everything goes nice and smooth, then what was the lesson it's going to be? What are you going to bring? You're going to bring only the love in there. The question is you through that, going through the pain of change, you actually show experience that other people can follow. That's that's the hidden part within the twin flame journey is once you overcome all the issues, you comes out and say it. I mean, a couple that I've been recommended to you that to Infinity, you can get Twin Flame Healers, Sherry and Lee. Okay, go in there. Look at their stories. They had to overcome so much BS and a plane to come over together, right? But they're sharing their experiences there. They did. I shared before for it. So that's what it is. I know it's hard. Um, Can't wait to see my twin next. Sam. Okay. Walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, the faith within God. You gotta have the blind faith. But at the end, the very end, you are going to surrender to God sooner or later. That's what this is. You may be not now, the present moment, not now in this lifetime. Eventually, God's gonna asking you to honor your contract. You signed contract in the front of God. You spoke the words in front of God. That's it. You doomed for it. You knew that's gonna happen. You knew the things that's coming in for. So I don't understand. We don't understand and know how to love unconditionally. Sam, the most part of the people who doesn't understand how to love unconditionally because they don't learn how to love. Most of the people learn love through gravitations, through vibrations within the family, within their surrounding circle, and the love maybe it's present in something else. Some of the love twisted, that is the greed, about to have a material things, that is about show off, to show what kind of lifestyle they have. But inside of the spirit, what kind of love do they have? Zilch, zero, nada, nula. So to understand unconditional love is that you're just human being. You're human, decent human being. You just go in there and you help, and it's like you see an old lady and you pick up the bags, and it's like, let me pick it up the gap. That's unconditional love. You see your twin flame suffer, or you just go in there. It's like, come, let me hug you. That's what love is. No conditions in there. When there is a condition, there is a business deal for it. So that's what you need to learn unconditional love by you give love without conditions. For example, go feed the pigeons in the park. That's unconditional love to the pigeons or the ducks or something, or go feed the fishes in the pond, which is they're gonna know for it that when they see you, you're gonna feed them. Later on, maybe one of the fish is gonna comes in and wants to play with you because they feel the love from within. That's unconditional love for it. Fear of love. Yeah, a lot of the people have a fear of love because they have fear they may gonna get hurt for it. That's what this is. All right, compassion, yes, yes, but some cannot because of their fears, which is there with love anyway. Carl, Lewis, after fears, I have pain and lesson of my eyeballs. I've listened to the Lee and Sherry, love them. And at this stage of my life, the divine can't have TF back. I'd rather have coffee and chocolate. To some cases, Carl, Lucy, yeah, coffee and a chocolate helps me. Being at my coffee shop and taking a pup with me, sitting next to me, I enjoy the time being there and the peace that I have within me. And let divine deals with the twin flame journey. I have usually have like a 2 hours event that doing this for it. Lisa Pergola. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for coming in. Mythic Mind Twin helped trigger healing within, and I'm deeply appreciative. It was the most painful rejection that I have ever experienced, but the growth within has been a gift from the divine. Yes. If sometimes you have to reject your twin flame to wake up that love because they don't have the love. They reject your love. So If they rejected the love from you, you are the divine. Divine, it's like, okay, you rejected the gift. Now I will remove the gift by their rejecting you. Usually that's what most of the time happens within twin flames. It's the rejections, the discard. But the discard with revenge or let you in the fate of the blind fate for it, that's difference in there. Yeah, because some people, they don't see their bullshit, and yeah, sometimes we don't see our bullshit and we get all that. It is what it is. For Sonia, love is simple, which is human complicates everything. Oh yes, Sonia. All right. Yeah, the ego can set, I mean, billions of reasons why not gonna work. Love can only find, and the soul can find the answers for it. That's what this is. Okay. So love heals everything, specifically the soul. The soul always knows the answer. The problem is to silence the mind, but the mind that it feds from the ego, it's different than the mind that it's fed from the soul. Okay, the mind is your microprocessor. You, for example, you all have a computers or you have a phones. If you put, I wanna, whatever you put on that phone, I want love, you watch a love movie, then the love is within you. That's what you're feeding your mind. You put a horror movie, then that's what you're feeding your mind. That's what you're going to experience. Very important what you're feeding your mind with. All right. And we'll never stop loving him because it's impossible. Yes, it is, Sam. It is. Love the word. Love changed my life and I'm more joyful after meeting my twin. Even I'm not with him. Peace in a soul because if I'm my truth. Exactly. Exactly. Love the word. That's what this is. The truth. Sisi, our souls are so in love, but our humans keep us getting in the way. Of course, it's a human part, the animal. Oh, come on. That that's gonna take a lot of years about that. If we not doing the inner work. But if you listen our souls, when you get activated, how fast did you change your mind? Within a matter of what? What time? When you finally awaken and you understood your twin flame and you have energies with the divine, how fast did you evolve? Right there. Right there. Take a look. How fast? When you got to the divine energies and you got a new gift, how fast did you put it in your mind? Instantly, right? Right, CF? I know you're experiencing this. Right, Ayana? CC? You all know about this. The people that we got into this new cycle of truth, you guys know, and you were given a miracle that was performed within you, right? Yeah, the more we trust the soul, the better it is. But what is the soul? The soul ultimately leads to God until you don't learn this. That at the end, all we have left us is our naked soul. Respect your souls and love each other is a gift from God. God gives us the soul for that gift. What else you want from God? Oh, the ego wants everything. The ego wants you to win lottery, to have a life and luxury, to drive a luxury car, to have a mansions, to have 10 houses that you can go and move and you don't have to work. Right. Keep dreaming. All right. Yes. People act so negative about love. It's like, oh, wherever it's gonna be fate. They live in the fake love. They don't know soul love that's internal and real. Yes, and sometimes people can fake soul vibrations to get to the soul love. Even they are halfway awakened, they don't trust that love because they never trust anybody, including themselves. They don't even trust God. But God wakes them and tells them, here, that's what the love you want. You pray to me, and I'm granting your wish fulfillment. Here is. And what do you do with that? Your ego says, like, well, no money, no car. He doesn't, I can't control him. I can't do this. He doesn't listen to me. He has to bow in front of me. And God says, like, I didn't brought him here to be under your control. I brought him to lead you to me. Now what? You're dealing with divine. Uh, yes, yeah. I know. I had that for it. By the way, something magical happened here, CF. I want to tell you. I was wondering when it's gonna be. Now it's the time. What sensei and everybody, because here we have a street cats and street dogs. Okay, they just live out there in the free. But one of the cat for it fall in love with Sensei, and they were both together next to each other, and they were so cuddling and so on and so on. And everybody was just like, "What the hell just happened?" There was a one guy that I can't even believe this. So he went out to go someplace. He come back and look at it. He went out again. He come back and look at it. What is this? How can you explain it to him? The unconditional love that happens with all living things. How? I know you will understand this, and I'm just sharing it with you. I'm terrified that he will kill himself in order to overcome that fear. But you need to understand that the people who feel suicidal, okay, they feel suicidal because of their ego. It's too high. You can't. The way you get these people is like they were raised within the ego-based mentality. Some of the parents are like this, like if you go with him, like the mother, if you go with him, I'll kill myself. Or the father is like, if you go with him, I will not give you anything, any help, don't respect anything for it. If that's a religious leader, they're gonna be like, you go with this other religion, you're gonna be banished from the church, God is gonna punish you, and so on. And yeah, that's yeah. Was going to ask you about it. Oh, I'm glad that you two have adjusted. Here's the dog. He wake up. He love when I'm talking on the camera. He kind of like sleeps, and he's so good for it. So yeah. My aunt has been married to my uncle, and they slept in separate rooms. They still don't divorce. They want to live in a lie. You need to understand that if you don't sleep with your twin flame in the same room, that is a big sin in there. Take it as you ever you want. The place of the man is next to his woman, and that has been said by the divine, not but anything else. And if you people sleep in separate rooms and so on, oh, something with my throat chakra in here. Yeah, I know why is that. Um, and when the people sleep in a separate rooms, then no. Bain Saduno said this that If the woman doesn't want to sleep with her man in the same bed, then, or the man doesn't want to sleep with his wife, the woman, then there is a sin. He's a spiritual teacher from a very long time ago, so yeah, that's not good. You're not a good example as a family, right there. You don't teach the kids for it. Oh wow! Hey guys, thank you for coming here. We have Sherry and Lee here. Guys, I mentioned you earlier. Thank you for coming in. I was talking to you that overcoming your situations of for it, and I told them that about your story, that how you overcome all the problems and everything to come back together and to look at you in your channel for your story. So, well, just Lee. Oh, well, Lee. She was not well last night. The disease is back. Wow. My prayers are going with her. Since I know ever since learned in Chicago. That guys, let's send some little energy towards Sherry, so we can kind of like help within the energies for her. All right, just a little energy. All right. You're welcome, Lee. By the way, thank you for coming in the chat. Kind of like beautiful to see you that you're here. And if you need anything, uh, hit me on the Facebook for it. I missed my chat now. I don't understand what a beautiful. I don't understand it. We can explain how much time do you have? Is Sam is where I am. I can't fight. I've been fighting. You don't have to fight, Sam. At some point, you need to understand the biggest power is when you surrender. Because when you fight, your ego wants to fight. Don't. Okay. When you find the inner peace, you're gonna find the illumination from within yourself for it. Okay. Crow Girl, thank you for sharing about the cat and your dog. I just love that the energy is so pure with animals. Really love the cats. Yes. Sensei actually had a sister cat back in the States. That was my daughter's cat. They were getting along very well. Sometimes they played together, and she was wondering how come he plays with the balls, catch a ball, and she wanted to learn from him how to catch a ball. And when I throw the ball to her, he goes there, and she's like, they were very funny. But they were sleeping in the bed together and so on. But he got good with dogs, with cats. I'm sorry, and yeah. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Dark is before dawn. Keep the faith. Just keep go forth and love and light. Exactly. Love heals everything. You need to know that love heals everything. All right. Love heals everything. Sam surrendering to the thought of one. Yes. Exactly. You have to accept what it is right now, the present moment. I spoke with someone who was stuck in a past life, and they blaming themselves. Well, I'm suffering right now because of a past life. No, you're finding an excuse. To me, that's what that is. And you got stuck in the past life, and you stays there because you're keeping your belief that now what you're receiving now in the present because of the past life. Well, if it was something in the past life would have given you a chance to fix it, you should not mention that past life. You should look at it now in the present. It's like, well, I had this life experience and there's my lifetime because of something happened in a past life. but I have to fix the stuff here in the present, now. Okay, that's what this is. And focus of the now and the present. It's the most powerful thing you will ever do. That will bring you to the ultimate truth from within you. The ultimate truth exists here and now, at this present moment. I am in the camera, I am talking to you, and you listen to me. That is the ultimate truth. Universe sees it, you see it, I know it. How much energy you give your history gives you permission to repeat it. How much energy you give your history gives it permission to repeat it. History can repeat it as many time, as many energy you can do it, as long as you learn the lesson. But not only learning the lesson for it. Learning the lesson, it takes two sides. Thanks for the questions, quality question from Lee. Thank you, Lee, for it, because the lesson could be of your shadow. Because if you are going, and you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, there's going to be a point of time that you're going to be doing things completely different, from completely different point of understanding. And you might understand why you react yourself under certain situations. And then you will understand why you were who were for a divine purpose. Once you gain that, you do this change from within you, then the divine is giving you a gift that, here you go, you did the job. Now I'm going to improve you. Now I'm going to help you. Now I'm going to do things and so on for it. As long as the illumination state, as you know, Lee, is the most powerful illumination process as a twin flames for it. Very good. You can put so much time, effort, and energies into this. Okay, but the effort and the energy. All right, you need to understand that the energies. I mean, this applies to all of you. The energy is actually something that flows, comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out, and that's what there is. You're taught history, you're taught that tragedy of your history. When do you realize this teaching? Don't ask if you wanted to learn it, if you could repeat it. You find God when you no longer seek God. Exactly, when you stop for it. So the soul accepts your repeating history like a skipping record. It loves you through it. Repeating cycles, yes, you have them. How many repeating cycles you had, Lee, from what you knew until you come up together with Sherry? I know you're laughing for it, but history repeats itself for its purpose. And history will always will repeat no matter what. But with every history, there is a new lesson to be learned for it. When did you love a 17-year-old who lost his father? Half of your heart came from a father. Oh, I accept that. My father did something to me that he shows me his love. Only problem with my father was that I didn't know him. I knew my grandfather. I knew the healer. My grandfather who raised me. That was my father figure in my life. For it, I mentioned him today twice. My grandfather. Very interesting for it. And I didn't have no relationships with my parents. My parents, that was my grandmother and my grandfather, because I was raised in the age of 15. So I learned the masculine and the feminine energies from my grandparents. My spiritual connection with my grandmother is a very, very highly powerful for it. And in a very hard time moment, she's always next to me, not my mother, from it. So um, I learned to let it go for it. I was happy for my father when he passed away, even though there was a homicide for it. But I was happy for him, because for 40 years that I know him, he wasn't a happy man from within. But he taught me one thing for it that I'm very grateful to him. He taught me on the truth. It's like I was smoking cigarettes, and he came to me one day and he was like, "Here's a cigarette, here's a lighter, you're smoking in the house, no more hiding." Something that stuck in me for a very long time. I got the understanding from him. I was 15. Back then, it wasn't kind of like, okay, you just smoke on the front of your parents, but he did that. So, letting the love of your life experiences you through loss is how are you grieving your father? Um, I don't grieve for my father. Personally, not even a bit. I lost my grandfather, who was a healer, and my father within about a couple of months, few months span from it. But the divine asked me and told me they're gonna be okay, and I trust the divine. I had a connections with divine for a very long time. I usually don't grieve for people who passed away. I don't have that grief. My grief is for people who are living and they are like a dead person to you. They they do this like you're dead to them, like you don't exist. They don't care for you. That is a grief. Grief is about love that was never expressed, never said. Now, there I'm grieving in the living, in the present. Uh, for it. Sam, I guess I have to let it go of control. Dio, when does the control connection, does control, Dio, when does control connecting you to, connection you to anyone? There is no control. It's divine connecting you. The divine connect us all. Like, how did the divine connect us between us? There was any control in there? Nope. But there was a control within your connection at some point of time. Huge control, either from you or from Sherry. So that's what this is. When the control of the one person on the other, you experience it from within. That's what this coming from it. Some things you control, some things you can't. They're beyond your control. So you're saying I need to keep connection to my pain to be able to connect with anyone else. You need to look, Sam, within the pain. The pain gives you the answers of anything. You gotta go dive within, look from within, why you are in that state, why you're in that pain. And the pain leads to the answers of everything, guys. Um, uh, yes, Katie. Mhm. All right, guys. If you got some any more questions, that'll be good. That'll be a perfect time for it. I know that we already set up in 2 or 3 days. We are going to talk about understanding and dealing with newly awakening divine masculine energies. That was a question by the CF, but we are going to talk about this in 2 days, which is when the moon is going to be in Sagittarius. That is about the energies that comes in and fire up from within. Uh, oh, you're welcome, Lee. By the way, hit me on the Facebook for it. I might come back to the States and I'm gonna need some place in a car to stay. We'll see how it's gonna turn out. I don't know, but it's something I had last night as a dream. I was thinking about you, and here you are showing up here. Synchronicity, whatever you want to call it, for it. So, all right, we'll talk about it. And for so and thank you, Lee, for coming to our chat. You're always welcome. You're a blessing here, and that's what goes on around. All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about tomorrow? Because tomorrow, that's gonna be the time after you went after a shadow, healing after a shadow period. The questions that will be a good time. All right, because the shadow, that is a uh, everything in there that you hidden even from yourself, or you hide your love in there from within, what that will be. All right, does the ego learn and grow? Does the soul or soul in knows everything? How do you heal your thinking? Lee, is that a something from you? All right, well, let the chat room decide, because that's what the rule is here. The chat rooms decides the tomorrow's topic. Um, so, yeah, do it like this, the chat room to decide the topic, because that's how it's the collective, the universe energy. So, Cece, I only want to answer. How do you heal your thinking? Blue Swan, thank you for coming to the chat. Kurt, take you like the story of the Alchemist 717. Thanks. Okay. Reading, realigning thoughts. All right. How do you heal your thinking? All right. Well, Lee, since you're suggesting the the chat, you gotta be present. So for it, just so you know. Uh, yeah, how do you can you have connection if you're within your thinking all the time? Uh, you can have connection all the time. You need to understand that to mind things for it. Uh, for or you guys chatting, I don't know. For moving forward to your twin, will divine connection with another be as strong as the twin flame connection? Once you learn the twin flame love, you actually have that love within you, Lisa. It's never change, but only can grow, only can grow and grow and grow. Can never go back in there for it. So yeah, how do you accept the divine in you, either both your masculine and feminine? Uh, Lee, are you talking to someone or you just give ideas for talks? I lost the chat now. Oh, that was for me. A question for me. How do you accept the divine in you, both your masculine and the feminine? You accept him with illuminating within yourself how to act and how to react. The masculine in you, when I see a disrespect, the masculine acting as a masculine the way it should. The masculine cannot withstand disrespect. If you have to go back with the feminine will understand the proper energies. So you unite both of them from within you. I lately, in the past maybe 4 or 5 months, have, I don't want to say mastered, but I learned to unifications the both energies for it. I know you haven't seen me personally in quite a while. You'll be surprised at my energies. You know my energies for it, Lee. But the energies within divine now helps more to unifications of this from within, because I know that if you have to unite with someone, you have to be understandable both sides of the realm from within for it. But you need to understand there is a healthy divine feminine and divine masculine, and there is a distort feminine and masculine energies within people. Usually you'll find the distort energies within the shadow, and the shadow leads you to this. But the more you understand, the more you're going to heal from within. The more you're going to illuminate yourself about situations and so on and so on. So if that was a question for me, yes, I got that to an inner peace because I stopped fighting them from within me. I stopped fighting the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within me, Lee. That thing is over. Basically, it is. There is a fight that goes on with the current energies. There is now things within the gravitations, and we are just here within the new cycle, which is completely in a whole different ball game right now. Some of the people here in the chat for it, that's what we are communicating daily for it, is more amazing because we have inner peace. That's what leading us. That's the ultimate force. But you can't have an inner peace if you didn't master it, the balance of divine feminine, divine masculine from within And there has been a miracles within these people for it. So yes, we work on that issues here. So yeah, does the divine experience healthy as the judgment? Divine experience as a judgment. You need to look the understanding as a judgment. What is a judgment? Who understands judgment? In the new cycle, there is no judgment. The old cycle, yes, there is a judgment. Now there is an illumination process. Simply because judgment is understood by the ego. I'm judging you. Here we go. I'm judging you. You're breaking the energy of my chakra. But my spirit, my soul from within me understand, oh, Lee's here. He's going to help us to correct something. So now this is not a judgment. This is a correction. But my spirit from within me says like, oh, wow, Lee's here now. He's going to illuminate us on something. It's going to help us from within us. You see, so now in the new cycle, the energies that comes in, they're a little different. They're not, we're not looking at them anymore as judgments. The judgment days are over, basically. We are looking to something more divine, more higher within this for it. But that's how it goes. Yeah, but thinking, where did the thinking come from, Lee? Whatever you feed your mind, that's what it's going to be. If you're fit with a divine purpose and divine choices and divine missions, you fit that to your mind, the mind's going to think about that. But if you feed your mind in thoughts and are based off ego and are based off situations or things, what are you going to have? Judgment, different thinking. You need to look at it, my personal for it. It is about, take a look at a computer. In the computer, you can fit information from a DVD player, you can fit the information from downloading movie, you can fit an information from a USB drive, you can fit an information from so many other sources, right? But you are seeing what you're feeding from it. And this situations for it is about that feelings. You feel the energy. Do you feel the inner peace? Most of the people suffering of not having an inner peace. I'm not in control. Divine is in control. Can I control the actions of another person? No. But I can leave the door open for them. They can walk in if they want to. I cannot make them walk through the door. Same thing, like you can bring a horse to the river. Would you make him drink? I don't think so. So the judgments here at the news cycle are, they're like, we are laughing on them. I'm here. The new cycle. And you're going to see that new cycle is going to kick in at around Christmas. We illuminate ourselves here that what's the point of a judgment? Judgment looks so one-sided. Is not having a purpose about this. Judgment is about finding the truth. Once you find the truth, do you need a judgment? No, you need a correction. Why did the judgment system exist? When somebody did a crime, they'd be judged and they're going to send out for correction. What is the correction? Understanding of changing something to not happen like this anymore. But illumination process is like, grow up, don't do this anymore, you're not going to be judged. Here we go. That is what the new cycle, the new understanding, the new energies that entering now. They're so powerfully, and that's how we operate here. Some of us does that, and some of them are attracted to that energy from within. Judgment stays in the old world. It's there, it's gone, it's washed out for it. So yeah. Now what feelings are. First of all, we operate with gravitation. The gravitations, it's turning into an energy, and the energies becomes a emotions and the feelings for it. What's the gravity? How you work with gravitation? The gravitation is the ultimate force in the universe. This is a little bit more to talk about, Lee. But I'm so happy to have you here and get challenges from you. We got some power here for it. Okay, not a ego show up, but I'm so happy, Lee, that you're here. By the way, yeah, you challenge us, you make us better, and we are doing things. So, guys, I lost the chat, and I didn't following in the chat for it. So I don't know what to answer anymore. You should have me on sometime. We'll have to. Would love to do the chat with you. Yes, Lee. How about like this? Set it up something, okay, and Zoom. All right, and be glad to coming over and discuss some the new cycle with you. How about that? Why do you talk about the ego as it's separate, as part of who you are? Sam, ego in the old cycle, the old understanding. Sam, the ego was about what I want, what I need, what is on, what is on. Now, in the new cycle, the ego actually is your protections of the others that try to manipulate you, they try to use you, abuse you, and so on, because the ego knows these lower vibrations. The ego now acting as a protection from within you because you understand the truth. The truth has the ultimate boundary by itself. You don't need boundaries. The truth now it's boundary by itself. So you live within the truth, then you don't need anything else. That's all. That's all that is. What do you want proof? Proof is people's actions. They did actions. There is a cause and effect. That's it. It's done. Actions, they prove their feelings. Actions proves their whatever they did. Is that truth? Yeah, it's truth. Actions are truth. But if someone thinking hasn't done anything, guess what? They're only thinking, but they haven't done anything. Thinking doesn't solve things. That's what this is for it. Now, Twin Flame, Lee and Sherry. Now you want to go live now with me? Oh. Well, I'm gonna need some little. I gotta catch up some stuff. Reading the message before it. Ego is identification of your mind. The mind ability to give you an identity. How can your mind tell you what you're experiencing in the future? It can never tell you who you are. Psychology-wise, yes, I agree with you for it. But when you look to me, all right, when you go looking from higher perspective for it, the now is different. You know, we all evolve, and back in the days, yes, you're losing who you really are. Who you really are, you find within your core beliefs and your core behaviors. And now, since you look at the ego on different perspective of how the ego actually now helps you instead of being your enemy, because the unification from within, or the new cycle of illumination is the unifications from within. You know, your ego is your ego, but now instead of using the ego, since you begin to work with the divine, not the ego to go do a harm somebody, or somebody owes you whatever they owe you, you go ahead and do all the crazy stuff. No, you just leave it to the divine. Now the ego just telling you, listen, next time you'll know what to do with this. Leave it to the God. And now the ego actually helps you in this case. It's protecting you for it. So yes, you're always more than you think. Exactly. All right. For it. That thought keeps me divided. I'm talking the scene. Okay, with it. Feel this truth, head and heart. For it. Sam, human psyche divided into three parts: the ego, the superego, that is unconscious and irrational part of psyche, superego, normal consequences. Yes, for it. Okay, gotta get your oral soon. Love to you, brother. Love to you, Lee, and love to all. Lee, yes, exactly. Thank you. Send our regards and our love and energy to Sherry, and hopefully she's gonna get better. Okay, just put my thoughts and my prayers for it. All right. Give her a kiss too. All right. Here. Said Dios said one thing. All right. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end up the session. I was planning something else to do for it, but we're probably gonna leave that for tomorrow. I was planning to talk about the Lion's Gate, but we're gonna move the Lion Gate tomorrow. For it, I wasn't very well prepared today, so. Yes. Yeah. Carl Jung, it's pretty good materials. You guys can actually there is a free books on internet if you can find it. It's the free materials and the base of psychology is going to help you a lot. All right. So tomorrow we are going to talk about how do you heal your thinking. All right, guys. And I want to say a few words before we go. It is about what is your thinking about how you to overcome when the one of the twin flames is down, when they're reaching out for your help. You will overcome it because you have the love from within. That's how you overcome. Okay. If they don't need your help, they will tell you, I don't need your help. I'll deal on my own. Okay. That's what it is. But when they're reaching out, is love. That's all you need. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Oh wow, Blue Swan. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Was an excellent session today, Diana. Thank you. Thank you for the great questions, by the way. Thank you, all of you. Lisa, thanks for the love, sharing the love. Let's share the love with everybody. Um, and we'll give you some love as well. CF, thank you. Thank you all. And tomorrow, hopefully, with everything goes well, we're going to talk about, as I promised you guys, sorry about today, just under the weather for it. We're going to do the astrology, and we're going to look at it, the Lionsgate energy after the main chant here. All right. The Lionsgate is going to be here. But the astrology gravitational report, you guys know where to get it from. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And guys, be love. Okay. Be love. Thank you. See you tomorrow.